At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Sangeet Mittal for inviting me for this exciting instruction course. I'll be talking about changing pattern of ocular trauma during lockdown in 2020. There are no financial interests. SARS-CoV-2 was reported from China in November of 2019, and it spread like wildfire in 113 countries, including India. First case in India was reported in January 2020, and it was declared as pandemic by on 11th of March 2020 by WHO. It was renamed as COVID-19. Uh, there was lack of knowledge about clinical course of the disease and treatment options and availability of effective vaccine, and lack of resources for people to protect oneself from viral infection. So, if you all remember, there was a lot of difficulty in finding the PPE kits. The masks were difficult to come by. People were stealing um, stealing the resources, like the tissue paper was lacking in America, and all those things. So people really did not know which way the things were going. So lockdown was declared by governments all over the world, and it was declared in India on 22nd March, and people were forced to stay at home, and school, colleges, outdoor activities, offices, etc. were not allowed. In this period, some popular TV serials like Ramayana and Mahabharata were replayed, and they gathered huge audience, apparently greater than Game of Thrones. Uh, there was change in pattern of activity of everybody since they were stuck at home, and this also led to change in pattern of ocular trauma. So we compared our data during the lockdown period, which was 22nd March to 31st of July, when the entire lockdown was lifted all over the country, and compared it with the same period in the year 2019. So what we found was the total number of patients, the percentage of patients who had ocular trauma was more as compared to previous year. There was not much difference in the age range, but the children seem to be affected little more as compared to previous year. There was the male to female ratio was more or less the same. What we did find was that the patients with penetrating trauma were much more as compared to previous year, while the in prior year the patients were presenting with blunt trauma, uh, as, as compared to that, the far more number percentage of patients were presenting with penetrating ocular injuries. Uh, Many patients, most of the patients presented within 48 hours of the injuries on either of the years. What we found, activities that were happening where the patients in prior years, the patient would come with old trauma and they were getting operated. They had some injury in the past, and which they didn't even remember when they have, but they were having dislocated lenses or dislocated IOLs, and they were getting operated in the prior year. They were taking their own time, but here the patients were coming immediately. We saw resurgence of bow and arrow injuries, and three of the patients had bow and arrow injuries. Visual acuity at presentation, here we can see there was not really much difference, but higher number of patients had poorer visual acuity at presentation as compared to year before that. Many more patients as compared to prior year required surgical management vis-a-vis medical management, which was required in majority of patients in the year prior. So the prominent takeaways from this was that more number of in terms of percentage, there were more number of trauma cases, but that was because the OPDs were less. We were seeing lesser number of patients, and as compared to that, the number of trauma patients were more. There were some patients more from pediatric age group. There was there were definitely more patients with penetrating more violent trauma. They had poorer visual acuity at presentation and needed more extensive treatment, surgical management vis-a-vis medical management, or giving patch or basic primary management at their presentation. We saw resurgence of bow and arrow injury, as I previously mentioned. There were three patients who were pediatric and one was adult patient. The adult patient was the 85-year-old patient who received bow and arrow injury while her grandchildren were playing in a room with bow and arrow. One patient had just corneal aberration, while the second pediatric patient developed traumatic endophthalmitis. This corresponded somehow with telecast of these mythological serials, and I remember as child of an ophthalmologist in 80s and early 90s when these serials were playing, there used to be a lot of patients who used to visit our clinic with bow and arrow injuries. So we wrote up, we wrote a letter to editor, which was accepted in Indian Journal of Ophthalmology. I found there were two articles. One was letter to editor, and one was a full article in Indian Journal of Ophthalmology. One by Shah et al., where they saw to that the number of patients requiring surgeries were more in lockdown period, and the pediatric trauma was also more in the lockdown period. Agrawal et al. Wrote an article, and they saw significant drop in number of trauma cases in the lockdown period, which was not exactly our experience. They also saw more pediatric patients, and their patients as well significantly more number of patients required surgical management. And but they are apparently from area where there are patients coming from a farming background. They saw significant drop in vegetative injury in these patients. So to conclude, the pattern of ocular trauma altered in the COVID-19 lockdown period. The injuries were occurring more at home setting. There were higher percentage of patients with presented with penetrating trauma with poorer visual acuity of presentation, and that required more extensive surgical management. And pediatric patients also were more. So this is important because as the COVID pandemic isn't over, we are still at home looking at our screens instead of meeting in physical conferences. And there a lot of focus is being given to children sitting doing their classes on computers and about their accommodation, etc. But they need to be told about and taught about the possibility of ocular trauma as well. So if when 2020 got over on 31st of 2020, some patients said at last, some people or some friends said at last this is over. So it was a cruel joke in hindsight, but I said, what if this was just a trailer and picture abhi baki hai? And as we know, 2021 has had a worse wave. Somehow we haven't really seen the ocular trauma going up as much, probably because we have been worrying more about the mucor and things like that. But it would be interesting to see what happened to the ocular trauma when the patients were, when the people were stuck at home for longer period of time. Has the pattern changed again, or has it really worsened? And that would probably add to more to our knowledge. But this is what I would like to say, that everybody needs to be aware that ocular trauma isn't gone away. It is coming back to us with worse presentation, requiring more severe, more extensive surgical management, and we all have to be aware of it. Thank you for